G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is an Instigating Gauntlet with 40% more power attack damage, and we're going to take 50% less damage whilst blocking. I'll probably not even block once during the recording of this video, because attacking is always better than defending, especially when, you know, getting shot is not very good for you. You want to actually kill them before you get shot. Anyways, so this is the new thing from Wasteland. It's the new unarmed weapon, and you can get this by having a friendly reputation with the settlers. You can go to, I think it's Samuel, you give him a bunch of gold and he'll spit out these plans. You also have an extra plan for the shock pads here, which will increase your energy damage on that, on top of what damage you've already got. In terms of where this sits in the game balance, and as it, you know, compares to a weapon that I would consider to be the best unarmed weapon in the game pre-Wastelanders, as you can tell, we're doing around the same-ish damage. If I add the energy damage on this, I'm doing 244, this one is doing 236, so the differences are kind of negligible there. If we look at the stats, however, you'll notice that the Gauntlet over here, it's not even called an industrial hand, by the way, that's a crime. The Gauntlet is slightly heavier than the Power Fist too, so whoops, oh well. With these weapons anyway, you're going to have a high strength with your stats, so it's not really that much of a problem, but something to point out. And they use the exact same animations. If you have the blade attached to this, you don't hold it out in front of you like you would like a Ripper, so that is unfortunate. It's just kind of a reskin Power Fist with a shock paddle on the front instead. Anyways, so 214 damage and 30 ballistic and energy damage respectively. We can boost that a little bit with Iron Fist, and we're going to go ahead and chuck on Bloody Mess as well for that extra damage. We've got Ninja, Enforcer, and Sneak for sneak damage for the sneaking perks, and Enforcer is to cripple a Scorched Beast Wing, bring it to ground, and, you know, we'll punch it in the face easier. We've got a couple of defensive perks here, Barbarian and Blocker. Incisor is for better armor penetration, Martial Artist to swing the thing faster, Adamantium Skeleton so we don't get any random staggers from being crippled, which is good because my limbs are still made out of tissue paper, I think. I don't actually know if they've changed that yet. I feel like they have, but, you know, just in case we don't want to get randomly staggered. Now we're doing 279 and 39 versus just the 308. This one does have the extra strength on it, so it will bring up the damage slightly, but, you know, this one doesn't have it, so we will not... Whoops. Yeah, this one doesn't have it, so, yeah, we won't rate it on that. Anyways, we'll get started. Alrighty, so here we are outside of the punching bag arena, and yeah, that's what the industrial hand looks like. I'm sorry, the Gauntlet, and Power Fist animations. We've seen these before. You'll notice how there's also like this blue smoke that comes out of it and a little bit of electricity. That's kind of nice. Anyways, let's get started. Now, the good thing about the weapon rolls here is that we can actually maximize damage pretty easily because, I mean, we're not in Nerd Rage, so we're not getting, you know, as much damage as we possibly could. But if we go ahead and get the sneak attack critical and the power attack at the same time, we don't have to be at low health to deal a ton of damage. And instigating and power attack damage is a very good combination on melee weapons, especially when you're set up for sneaking. But if we wanted to run up and just punch them, I think we'll be just fine. And whatever damage does happen to us will in turn increase our damage through adrenal reaction, unyielding, and also Nerd Rage if it gets low enough, but it won't. Also, there's a couple of legendaries. Gotta remember to pick those up. Yeah, go away. I've got fireproof, so that's fine. It's a grenade launcher. Just the 1-star. And now we're doing 455 and 64 versus the 503 that we're getting out of this. You can see how much the strength bonus gives me there. But yeah, we'll move on. Okay, so maybe we've got about 1 level so far of adrenal reaction. Look how fast that AP comes back. We are using... Hang on, I need to show you my armor bits in a second. But we are using brawling on the arms, which does mean... Luckily, I've got blocker. That does mean we've got extra unarmed damage, which is helpful for weapons like this because, well... Extra damage means it's easier to kill things and you don't have to be at Nerd Rage to actually make it work. That being said, though, if we were... we'd be doing a whole lot more damage, but we kind of don't need it right now, which is nice because having this much health means I can, you know, make a lot more mistakes during combat to get hit and not have to worry about dying. But yeah, let's move on. Okay, armor time. Let's have a look at them. See, they're all unyielding with AP regen, which is pretty good. See, there's brawling on that, and that's it. And the mutations and such are the buffs as follows. Got no bird bones on this character because reducing strength by 3 points is like, what, that cost me like 15% damage or something. 4 points would be 20%, but as you can tell, we can go well just running up and punching stuff. There's another legendary. It's Acrobat, so it's a 3-star. That's helpful for fighting people. You know, the Assassins actually has more use than just PvP now, which is interesting. I mean, not that you'll ever need it versus regular old AI, because they'll never do that much damage to be super dangerous, but that's fine. So right now, we're just running around punching stuff, and we're making use of that power attack, like through the sprint animation, to deal a ton of damage. Another one. Another 3-star. Plenty of legendaries given out here. Not making use out of the power attack against those guys, but as you can tell, the instigating effect is doing quite enough. And luckily their pimp slap animation is slow, which allows me to still get an attack in even though we're not using a swing speed variant of this weapon, which is great. Minigun, I'll have those bullets. Yeah, people have noticed that there's a lot more doggos running around in Moody's Plaza these days, and I think it's... And they pointed out the problem. It's COVID-19 budget cuts. The super mutants, you know, they can't afford the FEV to kidnap the settlers and dip them into the smoothie juice to make them green. So that's the problem here. Anyways, we're almost done. We've only got a couple more to go. I probably won't go in the hell room there because, honestly, I think you get the point. And there's going to be those Protectrons that are sitting on the wall that are always going to be friendly pips. Too bad I can't punch them. Yo, I'm thinking, like, the Displacer Glove or something. One of those unarmed weapons in Fallout New Vegas with the electricity on the front. I'm thinking it's like a hybrid between the Industrial Hand and that. So, yeah, I'm feeling that New Vegas vibes off this. And now we're doing 743 and 74. It's a hell of a lot of damage, but with Power Fist, 1400. So, yeah, we're not getting anywhere close. But, again, that's bloodied, so we can't really rate them the same. Okay, let's run in and punch a bunch of these tools in the face, and it should be an okay run here, as long as we don't get, you know, spawned and hit with 50 tools at once, we should be okay. But right now, we can take things pretty easy, because not a lot of them are actually aggroing, and the punch speed on this is okay. It's not super fast, but it'll be fast enough. With Martial Artists, we've got a decent time to kill, which is just one punch with these guys, which is great. Making good use of that instigating effect to get 1700 damage on these guys. 3500 if we hit him in the noggin. Which is surprisingly easy to do, even though I'm not actually aiming for it. I guess I just gotta have my cursor level. I don't know how I'm nailing that many headshots, to be honest, but we've got Blocker, we've got Barbarian, we've got Serendipity, and we've got basically no rad, so we can take the punches. We're okay with this. Becca's a tough gal. We've got 8 endurance, which is, you know, a lot higher than the standard 2 that I usually have, and that's for good reason. We're built to take the hits instead of, you know, sneaking around, so, you know, added viability of that. But like I said before, we kind of don't need to be at low health to deal a ton of damage with this thing because, well, we just do it. Even if I wasn't at Nerd Rage threshold just then, the power attack with the instigating effect definitely would have killed that guy. But we all know higher damage numbers is more interesting to look at now, isn't it? A little bit of high-speed punchy gameplay. 7,500 damage on that ghoul in the face. Less on that one. Shush, phone. There we go. Alright, I think we're done here. Let's go and fight Swan and all of his raider friends. Alright, time to take the Blood Eagles and then we'll go and kill Swan. Now I'm thinking with these guys here and Swan being all leveled up now, I might not worry about doing the Milox anymore because, well, they don't really do anything different, fuck up phone, than anything here. I need to put my phone on silent mode or something when I record these. Because I've got Discord, I completely close it when I go to record, but my phone's sitting right next to me. But yeah, I can gather all of the adrenaline that I need on these blokes and then get staggered. Maybe a pneumatic chest piece would be good at this point, but yeah, yeah, I can get all the adrenaline I need from these guys and then power attack Swan and, you know, do as much damage as I need to do there. Speaking of, I've only got 30 seconds of this, don't I? So I better make use of it. So I'm not really sure whether it's useful going to the crabs anymore. I don't know, I'll let you decide that. I'll probably have them in, just go down there just to see what's what, but then I've always got the random draws of the train yard to deal with there. And he's glowing now, which I guess means he's susceptible to glow sight, which is, you know, good for my gunslinger. There we go. Second punch got him. First one would have got him if it had have worked the first time, but yeah, not too bad damage. We didn't even hit him on the head either, which is kind of nice. Let's move on. Alright, what have we got here? Just some regular old crabs, so we'll deal with them accordingly. Like that, a punch in the face. Make sure we actually power attack the crap out of the ones that give you damage over time, because if they hit you, it's not very fun. Yeah, that'll do it. It might be a quicker way to gain the adrenaline before taking on the queen, so hang on. Sometimes they're a little bit hard to see. There he is. Luckily, VATS can point you in the right direction. Bad whiff. Anyways, hunt this one, and we'll throw a grenade. Because apparently, that's silent. Do I even actually have any grenade? I don't have any grenades equipped. That's right. And to the legs, kills are in one. 4,800 damage. Yeah, it's pretty decent. I'm thinking I could, you know, punch the face of a Scorch Beast and one-shot it. So we'll see if we can do that soon. Alright, what have we got? Looks like we've got some Snellies, which should be easy. And if you want to get those easy cryptid kills, these are the ones to do it on. Although they do hit hard, so you'll be wary of that. They're not exactly pushovers, but they're kind of squishy in the HP department. Especially when you've got a weapon and build as powerful as mine. Ooh, that one's diseased. I wonder what they give you. I don't know. They wouldn't give you radworm, that's a ghoul thing. I'd find out if I was having a... Oh, it's not here. Okay, so they're basically the same as Gulpers, which is fine on this character because I don't use perception for anything anyway. Just for, you know, the occasional limb crippling, just taking a look at the limbs on a Scorch Beast as I'm shooting it. But yeah, if we punch them in the face, they die to almost 6,000 damage, and I get 10 cents for leveling up. So better and better, right? Let's move on. Alright, so when we leveled up, most of our health came back, which should be fine because, quite honestly, I'm thinking that we've got the damage to deal with these guys quite easy anyway. So we'll take out these guys. That one. It'd be nice if you actually saw some sort of electricity effect on them when you hit them. It just comes from the thing itself. Also, I haven't favorited this. There we go. So it's basic, it's just a power fist. We know it's a power fist already, but it also has the power fist icon. We'll just get that thing coming in this direction. There it is. Now you're going to land, because that would be helpful if he did. He immediately changed his behavior, so I think I might have actually crippled his wings there. Yes, we did. See, I'm a Scorch Beast reader. Can read the behavior. Alright, let's see if we can't run up and punch him. Pretty good damage. I'm liking that. We can do better though. We can do a lot better if we, you know, get ourselves into a position of much lower health and higher rads for radical and everything. So we'll keep going. Whether we had full adrenaline, I'm not sure. I wasn't exactly counting all of the things that we killed there. There's yet another bat. We'll start shooting him with the old spicy shotgun pellets. There you go. He lands right away, which is convenient for me because I can just hit him in the face. Two shot at him, not too bad. Now, am I going to get a third one out of this? Looks like I am. Yes, give me the rads. I'm going to sneak two. That should do it. Yep, 10,000 damage. Just one hit killed a Scorch Beast without hitting him in the head. But I think it was the sneak damage that did most of the work there. But remember, we've always got the stuff synergizing together. So you've got the Instigating, the power attack damage, and the 3 times multiplier on top of that. And ew, Broadsider. No thanks, I'm not picking that up. Anyways, we'll get back to the thing that's shooting at me now because I'm done looting. That's how much I rate those guys as a threat. And we're in Nerd Rage now with a significant amount of radiation, so we'll peep that damage for the last time, just hitting over 1,000 with the energy damage combined, which is, you know, not really too bad at all for a bloodied thing. I mean, for a non-bloodied thing. Obviously, this thing is going to be doing double at this point, but for Instigating power attack, which you can make work in circumstances where you can sneak really well, it's actually a good weapon. In terms of how I rate it overall, I mean, it's just kind of there. Honestly, the unarmed builds didn't really have a problem with damage output like the gunslingers did, so it's not like a Gauss pistol of new unarmed weapons. I think it's fine though. It's a cool new addition. It's something else to punch stuff with in a world where people still think the Deathclaw Gauntlet is good, but you don't actually punch stuff with it, so it's objectively inferior. But yeah, it's a decent weapon, and if you wanted to grab this thing, and I'll remind you, you just need to get to friendly raiding with the with the settlers, and they'll have a plan on Michael. He's the guy that's always losing his Nukatappa save for some reason. But yeah, it's relatively easy to get, perhaps even easier to get right now if you start a new game and you don't have a bloodied swing speed power fist ready to go. So for accessibility's sake, this thing is could actually get you a really good unarmed approach in a pretty early on in the game, which is nice if you're looking to restart. But honestly, I've got my 5 characters ready to go. I was not going to restart again for Wastelanders. But anyways, I think that'll wrap up the review. It is a decent weapon. I do recommend anyone who with an unarmed build to try it out because it is actually really good. Thank you very much for watching, guys.